All right. Um, this is another testimony. Uh, the last few days I haven't dropped a lot of videos, and that's because I have people that stays with me, perps actually, and you know, it's funny how we interact. We know each other, like we know that. I know that she's a perp, and she's trying to make me subscribe to these manipulations that they make me have, and she knows I know. And so, even though we both know, I try to make it like, for me, as a target individual, like I said, it's a lot of gaslighting and manipulating people into accepting a version of reality that's falsified. That's part of the program. They want you to accept a reality that extremely falsified and disturbing, disgusting. And so they day in and day out do things to try to get you to accept, and your brain has been so manipulated, and they want you to identify and create accept this false reality, and the people around you are supposed to make you subscribe to it. And so with me, I told myself, for these people who wanted to create this facade and want to create this persona of they're these femme fatale like individuals. They are, they are doing this. This is war. This is not war. I know exactly what you're doing. I know what you're part of. I know what you're supposed to be doing. Now, when you do this, I'm going to show how easy, how far from war you're in. The only war is with your mind. Your mind to make yourself believe these retardations of narrations. There's no war. I'm a subject. You are involved in a program that manipulates people, and you're supposed to make somebody accept these nasty manipulations. And so, regardless of what you're going to see, the different tormenting and torture I'm going to experience, that's just a man who's subject in a program that manipulates people in these disgusting ways. They use these childlike people. They use this wannabe femme fatale. They use this cowardness of low-lifeness and all the level, and they want you to accept these things, and you see them for what they are. Like, listen, you wish that was true. So where should I start? Let me start with how they try to make me identify with these pedophilia things. I'm working, and there was this email about this article about Instagram, and how Instagram has this network, pedophilia network, on Instagram. This article talks about how there's a bunch of pedophiles that just connect with each other via Instagram, and there is a lot of content specific for these pedophiles, right? And what they would do is there's like hashtags, terrible, disturbing hashtag, preteen horror, pedo horror, like this hashtags basically that kind of drive these people into this content where they can buy content and even get service, disgusting pedophilia things related to pedophilia. And so they're trying to make me subscribe to this thing, because one thing they also said is like, sometime what will happen is like Instagram will like promote specific content that is kind of sexualize a child or something like that, and say that's because based on the content you've seen before, the hashtag you've been on, things like that. And so what they're trying to make me subscribe to is because when I'm on the Instagram, sometime I've seen, and then lately especially, I've talked about the different weird things. And matter of fact, I looked at a video I made almost 2 years ago now, and I was saying that there is something going on with my phone, because I'm getting this content that's so like super sexualized young people, right? And I said that before. It's like I feel like, and it was 2 years ago about. It's like I feel like somebody's on my phone and doing things to create an algorithm that shows me these things. And so I've been careful in the sense that I don't even go to the explore page because the explore page, there could be some person that's maybe some kid, and they'll start doing the nastiness. Now, I know what my algorithm would show if it's not messed with me, especially when I was trying to look at something that is non innocent in a sense. It would be a lot of, and I'm gonna be honest, because you have to understand yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to know your true imperfection, because they're gonna try to create these pedophilia things. So at this point, I have to realize that, okay, let me just see the real me. What really is something that I'm not too proud of. And the algorithm will most likely present me a lot of fitness model, Instagram model, people, women working out, and I'm not perfect. This is the things that will take me there. This is the things that are things that will make me think in this sexual way, right? That is true. This is really what would make me think. That's the kind of algorithm I'll get based on what would make me, stimulated, right? And so I know this is myself, right? I know who I am. I know they're trying to change me into something else. They try to create a false reality, and they're using whatever they can to create this false reality. But everybody knows the real me. They just are part of the program that's trying to change me into something else. That's how it goes. In your ecosystem, you have people all around you trying to get you to accept this new version of you, which is what they've created. Now, this article talks about how, because if you go into one of these sites, this content, then they get all kind of sexual thing with kids, some things like that. And for me, lately, or not even lately, not since being a target individual, I will scroll down and I'll be nervous. Well, one of the things they keep bringing up is one, I think last year, I was slowly scrolling down, and you see those real, like the recommended reel, whatever, and I saw there was this Indian little kid that was trying to dance. Like, she's an actress, a little Indian actress, like a kid, right? But I didn't even know how young. She was super young, and she was trying to dance sexually. And it was like, it's almost looking at somebody who's trying to try to dance in a sexual way. But she was, doing her thing. But it's just like, oh my gosh, this thing will do nothing to me. Like, I'll just say, okay, this kid is just trying to dance, or look, sexy when she dances. She was a kid, and they were messing with my brain, to the point that they were trying to make me think that she's not even a kid. It's like, Indian sometimes look, they were creating dialogues that are just nonsensical because that was a kid. And if you look at it, you see her try. It's so sad. And she was just a kid, just 14 years old, right? I'm like, wow. First of all, why would her parents? You can see that her parents or somebody told her to dance like that. It's disgusting. But it came up into a recommended reel. Now, do I think they have something to do with that? Absolutely. They control everything I have. They can present results, content that they want me to see. This is everything everything can be controlled in certain ways, and especially those kind of things. It's easy work for them, right? This is very obvious that they can control that. Matter of fact, I made a video about this. I'm getting this weird result. So it seems like somebody is somehow, my account's doing something and try to set me in some ways, right? This is the things they do. That makes it even worse, because this Instagram profile that is just so nasty, that where you can buy disgusting things with children, right? Forget about even what the kids are. There's actually on this Instagram pages, there's actually places you can buy pedophilia content, like sexual, acts and everything of the disgusting things. So that is even more scary, because who knows what they can be doing using my profile, right? But the thing is, now what they're trying to do is they're trying to make me subscribe to it. No, you see, we mapped it, because you see, why would this video show up? I'm like, first of all, you can control this. You know how easy it is. And there's been other videos where you see people dancing. I'm big into I love watching the dance, or choreography dance. I enjoy watching that. But I've been seeing a lot of of like young people dancing, which is okay. But some of them look like you don't know how old they are, right? And they try to create this like that's proof. You see, why would this real of these people dancing be something that's I'm like, okay, first of all, I know you control, you manipulate that. Some of them you don't know exactly, but I'm like, would that be naturally something? Maybe there'll be one of them just dance because I do watch videos of people dancing. I enjoy that kind of content, is especially if they're good dancers, right? But I'll watch that now. They try to make me imagine of the younger, like young adults, look like young adults dancing, right? And like, oh, you see, that's proof that you're like, oh, please, whatever. It's what they present to me. And if I was me normally and I saw that and there's like a young person dancing and oh, watch that with no problem, it's like, okay, good for her, whatever. That's not gonna be like, oh, let me see. No. But there's a network of pedophiles that go for these nasty pedophilia things, and this hashtag of disturbingness is so disgusting, right? We're not talking about like a group of young people dancing in group. No. We're talking about like pedophilia nastiness, almost like I'll compare it to this Indian girl dancing. And this is like what this network consists of, but even worse than that. Now with me, there's just to say, but if that was shown to you, see, that's proof that you've looked. It's like, no, first of all, you control that. Obviously, they control everything and have no doubt they have control of what is going to be presented to me. And that's why I've been very nervous when I scroll down, because forget even if it's just regular kids just doing whatever. Me looking at them, they're going to do stimulations. If I was normal and there was some kids doing some dancing or whatever, I'd be like, oh, good for them. Like, it would not take me anywhere. I know what's really would take me there, but their job is not to they're at war. War for them is creating a false persona and proving it. So they're going to try to get you to accept this. Now, reality, what I believe is the likelihood that it is people in this intelligence community within this network that literally like this kind of content, probably purchase this pedophilia content, is high, based on the patterns of pedophilia that's been ongoing in these agencies. They just try to make you accept these things, make you identify and whatever they can try. So, okay, you've been on Instagram. Oh, there's a reel that show like some young people that's dancing. Oh, that means that you've gone to like this pedophilia content thing, and they showed you like, oh, they come up with their own stories. Just narration based on other things. It's the nasty things, and my brain has gone to the point where they can make me identify with things that is just nonsensical. I know what really like what my explore page will be of a lot of people working out, a lot of women and in the gym work. Like this is what you'll see a lot of Instagram quote models, meaning that that'll be that. But now what's happening is they tried to bring me back before August 19, 2019. You gotta understand, I was celibate for 5 months prior to that, and because I would watch content that is not gonna drive me in any sexual ways. So I'll watch wholesome content, watch things that will not drive me sexually. So puppies, animals, babies, kids, very PG content. And so I will not watch things that will make me think in a sexual way. So as I'm saying that, because they want to create a different narrative, there's somebody in the hallway, right, trying to make me accept this new version. Because now they're saying, oh, but remember you used to watch like kids doing, like kids like have good, feel good type of content. A kid playing with a dog, a kid, who's sick, who learns how to walk again, or something like that. Things like that. I remember during the time It will make me very emotional. It will make me like teary, like very good things. But now they try to say, no, you're watching it because you wanted to look at kids and that was going to drive you sexually. Right? They try to say that's proof that you see why you're watching a lot of content with kids in it. It's because I will celebrate for, and this is the things that will make me not think of anything sexual. I love this content. Oh my gosh, it's content where there's kids. Oh, watch that. It will be like, oh, like that kind of thing. Now it's like, ugh. It turns into some nasty pedophilia things. I used to get tear-dyed. I see all puppy, baby, girl. And they're like, oh, were you also looking at little girls? Kids, little boys or little girls, whatever. That used to make me feel wholesome. It was something that was peaceful, innocent. Didn't have to go into my imperfections. But this was just like, oh, heartwarming. They're trying to change into something this pedophilia, sexual. And they're like, oh, no, it's war. No, it's not war. You actually work for pedos. You want me to accept these pedophilia ways of perceiving things. And yes, I used to get away from anything that would stimulate me sexually. So all these fitness models, no. I watch things that was wholesome, PG, very like innocent, that will make me not think in any way sexual. Now, I'm sorry to share all that, but this is because they want you to be something else. They want you to be somebody else. They tell a new story of you. A new version of reality is created by these bottom feeders. And then I remember going to the elevator. You hear this trash outside in the elevator. As they were trying to make me imagine a version of a baby, little girl, and then give me the stimulation. They make me experience today. And they see this guy say, oh, they're going to watch and going to kill. It's like, you piece of shit. I'm sorry for the language, but I know that you guys actually work for pedophiles, and I know that you guys are forcing me to experience these disgusting things while you actually work for pedos, and I know they hurt children. So in my mind, it's like, you are, and they try to gaslight you by, like, oh my God, it's like, I will run towards whatever's going to do harm to me, then let you escape and create this fantasy. I know these people are just contracted to do these things. I know I was put in this program by people who sponsor pedophiles. But to see this trash, to try to get you to accept this nasty version of reality, because he's madam, it's so disgusting to see somebody who's in a program that actually torture children, that force people to look at kids in a sexual way and try to look at you. It's like I see you for what you're trying to do. Whatever's going to happen to me is because I'm a target individual. You think that I'm going to subscribe to it because I'm going to be tortured, castrated, raped, whatever you say? That doesn't validate you. You just say you're going to torture me. Because you make me think of things this way, then I'm going to, like, this is how they play. This is called gaslighting. They think that torture is a way to make you subscribe to it. No, you torture me because you think first of all, I'm embarrassing you. Because you guys are actually the pedos. This pedophilia content that they talk about, big sell, this is people in your agencies that will do these things. Me, you try to erase the real me. I'm not perfect. I know my imperfection. And that's what you're trying to erase. Now you hear this trash outside, this childlike individuals, talking to you, like, oh, so disgusting. Knowing that I know there's a bunch of pedos. They'll try to do this thing because there's little girls and what. Now today is just disgusting. I used to watch this thing, oh my gosh, look at it. Oh, now they try to turn into something sexual. The reason why I was able to even maintain a celibacy of that nature is because I was only seeing things that would make me feel non-sexual, but give me like this wholesome feeling. This like the typical, everybody love this content where there's puppies, babies, kids. This is a good feeling. Now, they try to change that into some pedophilia-centric things, given the sexual aspect of it, sexual nature in there. To create the, no, you're watching because you turn you on, something of that disgusting narrations of some sort. And you hear these people try to get you to accept these things. And you see these people try to act accordingly and not try to come up with these storylines or whatever. Well, these people truly are pedophiles. And it's like, oh, you say you like kids. Obviously, this version of saying they say like kids, it means sexual, right? They mean it in a sexual way, in their agency ways. And now, because they've turned this thing into nasty sexual ways, they want you to be, oh, you say that, you see? Obviously, they know what I meant. I'm actually one of the perp I'm with, right? She was like, oh, she wants to be a mother. She likes kids. Of course, I understand. I'm like, oh, you like kids? Oh, of course I know. But this trash, I contracted to do these things. And they're like, oh, black girls. Like, okay. Do you think I subscribe to this? This disgusting low life has rewired my brain, have manipulated me to make me subscribe to these nasty things. Black little girls, many content I've watched, just innocent, wholesome. Now it's just, stimulations of all that they resurfaced. They're delusional. They're delusional trash. Trying to get you to accept the manipulations that they force you to have. And try to recreate a version of reality that they put together. To all my target individuals, they will do everything possible to get you to accept this thing. Now they're like, oh, you're going to scream, you're going to be like, as if that validates them in any fashion or ways. You know why I'm going to scream? Because you can't say Roy Moore. There is a reality that the war is they create a false reality. And I'm with this individual who's a perp. Now, this, like I said, I'm imperfect. I do love company of women. I'm not perfect. This is something even though I know she's a perp, it's hard for me to not want to have some company of a woman. Even though all she does is try to box in those, when they have these nasty thoughts in my head. And I know that's what she's doing. This disturbing manipulation. She do something to try to like box in. She asked me a random question. Oh, what color is that? Oh, what's this? I know she's just asking to box in this false thought. But I'm like, I'm not gonna talk to her anymore. Like I can't do that. It's too much. Imagine like she's calling you, are you gonna pay? Are you gonna pay? Some like she whispered that in a very quiet way. She'll look at me and she'll say, this is our world. Like saying some nasty things. Oh, a black girl, something, and then she kisses you, and I'm like, do you think that and they delude themselves, they femme fatale like individual. You just enjoy this moment. It gives you a sense of godlike power, and I purposely is like I will make sure that it becomes the furthest thing of war that you ever experience. With me, I make sure that I treat her well. So once you delude themselves, it's like, I know you're a perp. Look here, you're a warrior. Look at you. You're gonna enjoy every moment in the sense that you're gonna feel good. I'm gonna show you that I can make you feel. You'll be like, and you're gonna try to lie to yourself that you're at a war. You think this is war? I know what you do. I know what you're part of. I just want you to understand how stupidity, the level of dumbing down you have to make. She's obviously a very intellectual person. Or if not a smart person, maybe not very intellectual. But you see her dumbing herself down to try to make me accept these things. Do you think I'm going to subscribe to this? This is delusional. Look at you. You're at war? Really? You think that's what war is? Look at you. Do you want some coffee? When we're intimate together, they implant this disturbing thought of children, try to create. It's so disgusting. But when you're intimate, full enjoyment of also all for war, huh? No. You're not at war. You enjoy this. I make it even easier because look, and you have the empowerment. You're gonna win. You're gonna be a winner. Because what's gonna happen to me is gonna be happen. It's as easy as it gets. You watch my body break down. And you're here strong. You're not strong, you're very weak. And on top of that, they try to use this thing of femme fatale, feminine. Do you know I have pictures of all these women they've tortured. I'm looking at them. Then they try to come up with their fantasy with this Instagram BS stuff that this article talks about, and they try to make me identify with. In reality, I know that if they looked at who is going in those pages, they'll find a lot of intelligence community agents involved in that. Just by looking at the patterns of those agencies with pedophilia, it's crazy. With me, they try to kind of create something, and because everybody have Instagram, there's billions of people, almost 2 billion of people on Instagram, meaning almost a lot of people in the world are on Instagram. So you can create something. He's going to be on Instagram. Let's just say that's where he goes. It's like, yeah, okay, right. Then they try to come up with the stories. Oh, but you see the rail of this Indian girl dancing. You see, that's because you went a story. First of all, this is probably what you guys put there. And then it's like, oh no, but before you used to watch like this content, this like wholesome content of like kids getting a puppy and like, oh, just be so happy and cry about it. Oh, I love it, like things like that. And now say, oh, you look at you're watching it because it was sexually. The reality is, these people are paid those for this only. They are pedophilia centric, and forcing you to experience pedophilia ways of experience things, and they want you to accept this thing and say no. And it's like, oh, we mapped it, because in this article, they were mapping the people who this network of people who have different disgusting hashtags that will connect with each other, where they will get this like content, this pedophilia content, and they say they mapped this, and they're like, oh, just like you, we mapped it. It's like, oh, poor. They are manipulating my brain to think about kids in these disgusting ways, and they use these childlike people. They are renowned for this pedophilia type of tormenting. You're mapping to your routinely manipulations of the brain, changing my brain, rewire my brain in these disgusting ways, and they want me to think of them in different ways. And then I see them, grown women, slamming the it's like, yeah, okay. This is it's too obvious. Make sure that you're not in a program that's renowned for this pedophilia type of torture. You forced me to experience this, and listen, I can stop talking today and press play, and you listen to what you guys do. It's like saying, oh, this woman, oh, she's been on Instagram, one of BS. And you hear these childlike people, oh, they're mad. As soon as, if you ever listen to somebody like that talking to you, telling you they're doing something, no, this is BS. These people are trash and want you to accept these pedophilia things. These people are actually pedos and want you to think in this pedophilia way. This woman I'm with literally almost cried. And I knew. She cried because she saw that I will probably move. I don't want this thing to continue. Because I can't deal with that. It's just too much. I've been with a lot of perps, but this one is just like so disgusting in the sense that she's just playing this role too. It's so disgusting, and she tried to make herself be like a warrior. It's like, you're not. I'm not going to subscribe to these things. I know what you're doing. And I saw her cry, and it made me feel, I felt bad. I felt bad knowing that she is doing things to me. I felt bad for her. She made me feel sad to see her cry, knowing that she's involved in this program that's doing this thing to me, and they want me to subscribe to these pedophilia things. They're delusional. Because they want me to subscribe to these things. And you hear this, you're ratty. I'd rather rat than be rotten. Look at this. Even I being the one being ratting, forced him to feel bad for this perps. Look at this pathetic. Like, you see how little it will take? That's why I say that's for sure you'll be reimbursed. Do you think if this is all it takes for you to cry? She was sincerely crying. It was not forcing herself to cry. She cried because she wanted to be involved in my tormenting. Because it's easy for me. She feels good. She can live the little fantasy. You're so delusional. I felt bad because I saw her cry and saw her being emotional. You understand? This is what targeting individual. We have this more dignity in our death, in this life, than the way they live. It's so undignified. I see this woman who can do whatever she wants in life, who's free, who's smart, dumbing herself down. It's in a sad state, emotional state, because first of all, she's probably like, oh, if I'm not around, he's going to start thinking correctly, making videos. Because when I'm with her, I want to have this reality check. I want to have these testimonials. But I can't, because she's there. And so it's hard for me to have my daily reality check. And she wants to box in these things. And she probably see that, oh, if I'm not with him, one, I cannot frame him the way I want to frame him. I cannot enjoy this feeling of being a god. I'm going to miss out the way he makes me feel, the way I make her feel well, from intimacy level or other, the way I make her feel special. Like, this is something, and she'll cry to me. I was like, this miserable. I know what you're doing. And you hear this trash sounding like this. The one thing in life that is more certain is what's going to happen to me, because I'm a target individual. There's a government entity that forces people to, like, it's everything around me is orchestrated. So you hear these losers, not even, like, they become losers when they're involved because they sound confident about what's going on. Yes, of course, because you can say Roy Moore. Well, yeah, he tried to make me imagine the storylines of whatever to identify with this article. Well, real world, you guys are the pedos, and the likelihood that there's a bunch of agents from this intelligence community in those networks is super high, based on the patterns of what's been going on in these agencies. Well, you are trying to create a false pattern, literally, and you have this guy in this elevator, which I'll show the picture of him. They're just looking, oh, he's watching, he's going. It's like, where is it? So let me go and get tortured. And they're like, you're gonna get chained. Where is the chain? Let's go. I don't want to give you those theater. I'm gonna scream. You say yes. It's probably because I'm in pain. Let's go. Where's this person who's gonna give me this pain? I'm not. I'd rather die in pain. They let them live their fantasy, because they want to delude themselves. They want to trick themselves into believing there's something else. Trash. I'm gonna run toward it. You guys continue to work for pedos. I'm not gonna let you live your fantasy. You win or you're a winner. Look at you. They even try to create a level of torture that's gonna try to make it seem like everything is so theater-like. And they're like, we're gonna frame you. Yeah, this is coming from people who knows what they're doing. They literally said they're gonna put child porn on my computers. You understand? When people say this, you understand what they're trying to say? This is the same people who are saying, now we map kids. It's like, yeah, you map this child porn into my computer. They're delusional. But of course, I see them for what they are. There's no question. This is why I make these videos. I see truly for what they are. I know. I called it out. It's not because I'm a genius. It's because it's that easy to see. Once you understand the system and the protocols and the tactics, you understand they're going to act accordingly. Oh, it's going to see you. Okay. There's this level of try to trick themselves too when they do that. This perp get into the elevator after they try to make me think of a disturbing version of some kind of like, imagine like content with children. Because what's happening now, if I see a child, they're going to do pedophilia things. It's disgusting. So they make me think, before when I was able to look at videos with kids with not feeling nastiness, now making me imagine that, imagine the little girl, whatever, and then just regular, and then give me the disturbing stimulation to make me have. And then he comes in and just be like, oh my God, he saw that, he's going to kill it. This is supposed to gaslight you into accepting and identifying what just happened to your brain. You understand the system, you understand the tactic, that is what they're doing. They want to intimidate you, to scare you into accepting these false thoughts. Now, am I going to be tortured? Most likely. But I'm not going to let them live their fantasy. Me being tortured means that these pedophiles that do this perfect type of torture are going to torture me. And they try to tell themselves, I was walking with her, there was this kid there. Oh my gosh, she was doing this baby, like maybe 7 years old, doing her little thing, dancing. And of course, they told her to do this. Immediately they start doing some nasty things and say, oh no, that's how you think when you were a kid. It's like, I'm not a kid, I'm a grown man. And this is what you're forcing me to experience. You're just a little kid like that. They made me detest children because of what they make me experience these people toward children. When before, of course, like everybody else, everybody loved kids. These people are now turning this thing into some nasty sexual things. They're disgusting. And they want you to subscribe to it. And they're like, no, and then try to make me think, oh, but when you were kids, like when you're, come on. I'm talking to people who torture children. These people torture children. These people doing this to you literally hurt kids, torment them, torture them sexually too. Some of them even have kids. So not only they do the pedophilia type of torture, they hurt children using directed energy and other weaponry. And then say, no, but we mapped it to you when you were a kid. I'm like, what? No, you're making me feel this way. You do the pedophilia type of torture. You've been doing this thing for years. You know only that you torture even children. And you want me to think that this is all, now you make me feel this way. And like if it was before August 19th, oh my gosh, oh, I was like, that's why to a kid, oh, okay. Now it's like, oh, stimulations that they forced me to have. And they try to look at you, oh, we got it. I was at the laundromat and you see this woman try to act so, smacking the floor when she walk. How you gonna serve? They're gonna frame me, right? That's what they try to say. But they try to find a way to sound different. Because they try to have this, I was having this interaction, having a reality check, which is me talking to myself, recording that and listening to myself. And I was saying that what they just did with this kid, and they were trying to make me think that I should subscribe to it because, when you're a kid, you're like, I'll never subscribe to this. And you see this woman coming in, slamming things around. It's like, and I'm looking at her. You're trash. You're a low-life trash. Do you think you're going to make me subscribe to and think that I'm going to subscribe to this? And like, you're going to be raped and so, yes. And I still don't subscribe to these nasty pedophilia things you do to me. You do this pedophilia type of torture. You're going to castrate me? Okay. I still won't subscribe to your pedophilia tactics of manipulations. Oh, it's me when I was a child. Guess what? I'm never going to subscribe to this nastiness. You are damn near retarded to think that makes sense. You who are renowned to do the pedophilia type of torture are making me think like I was thinking like a child before. Like the way I was delusional. Me knowing on top of that you torture children? To all my target individuals, stay strong. These people are trash, are lowlifes, are nasty, contracted trash from the government to manipulate people to think in this way. And they use this thing of gaslighting methods, try to act accordingly, get me angry, and it's like, I see through it. Stop it. I will never let them live their fantasy. To all my target individuals, stay strong and know that justice will be done for what they do. This for sure. This is a given. In the meantime, stay strong and find yourself dignified in whatever you're going through. I know for me, saying that alone gets to the point where they want to torture me, then I'll die. But what's they expecting for you? Oh, you're crying over nothing already. So what do you think is going to wait for you? To all my target individuals, stay strong and know that justice will be done.